The heat is on Donald Trump as he tries to shore up Republican support and offering up what would happen if the party doesn't rally around him. Well, this morning, Trump is also discounting reports that he would bow out for the right price. Mary Bruce is on the campaign trail for us this morning in Phoenix. And Mary, all of this as the Republican convention is just 1 month away. Good morning to you.
Good morning. That's right. With just 4 weeks till Cleveland and his coronation as the nominee now in sight, this morning, Trump finds himself fighting back against an internal revolt.
When these poor people that have been fighting me forever, they just don't understand. They can't beat me.
This morning, Donald Trump is taking on the anybody but Trump movement, as some Republican delegates make a last-ditch effort to deny him the nomination.
People that won none are saying maybe we can get something at the convention. Doesn't work that way, folks.
And slamming reports he'd drop out if the price is right.
He wants $150 million. You could offer me 5 times that amount, and I wouldn't do it.
He's urging the party to get on board.
The Republicans should stick together.
And if they don't,
then I'll fund my own campaign. I'd love to do that.
The powerful Speaker of the House, who has endorsed Trump, now giving his blessing to any Republicans who don't.
The last thing I would do is tell anybody to do something that's contrary to their conscience.
On the trail, protesters in Phoenix braving 100-plus degree heat in elaborate costumes to condemn Trump's policies. And a fresh assault from Clinton's top attack dog, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Every day, it becomes clearer that he is a thin-skinned, racist bully. And every day it becomes clearer he will never be president of the United States.
Now, the Republican Party has been helping Trump with the infrastructure needed in key battleground states. If he were to go it alone and self-fund, as he's now threatening to do, he could stand to lose a pretty big asset. Dan?
Mary Bruce, thank you. Trump is campaigning, of course, in the context of the aftermath of the Orlando attack. And so ABC's chief White House correspondent, John Karl, sat down with the candidate and asked whether he stands by his comments that somebody who's on the terror watch list should be barred from buying a gun.
But is it your position that if you're on that terror watch list, if you're on that no-fly list, you should not be able to buy a gun?
I'd like to see that, and I'd like to say it, and it's simpler. It's just simpler. Now, but what they say, and I understand that also, is the Second Amendment. They're depriving them of those rights. And that it could be that people are on there that shouldn't be on, et cetera, et cetera. So we have to make sure that people that are terrorists or have even an inclination toward terrorism cannot buy weapons, guns.
And John is with us now from Washington. John, did you walk away with a sense that Trump has actually reached a firm conclusion on this issue? And is he still planning on meeting with the NRA?
He is still planning on meeting with the NRA. We don't know when that's going to happen. But I got to tell you, Dan, he seems consistent on this. He believes that if you're even, as you heard him say, if you're even under any suspicion of potential terrorist ties, you should not be able to buy a gun. That is something that the NRA is steadfastly opposed to. They say the terror watch list includes a lot of innocent people who are not, who've not been proven to have any ties whatsoever to terrorism, and you can't just take away their guns based on a suspicion that hasn't been proven or even an inkling. But, Trump is over and over again talking about how he is the most pro-NRA, most pro-gun candidate we've ever seen. So it's going to be a very interesting meeting. Will he really take on the NRA on this? And is there any chance at all that they'll budge? I think that's much more in doubt.
An interesting flashpoint there, potentially. John, meanwhile, in the wake of Orlando, the Senate is expected to vote on 4 new gun control measures tomorrow. Do any of these bills stand a chance of passing?
The honest answer, Dan, is no. It's a virtual certainty that all will go down once again on Monday. It seems in some cases that the Congress, and this is on both sides, seem more intent on having a vote that gives them an issue than in actually finding an agreement. Because there are areas of agreement, narrower areas of agreement. Those are not the areas that will be voted on Monday.
History repeating itself. We've seen this before. John, thank you. And you can see much more of John's interview with Donald Trump coming up on This Week right here on ABC. John's also going to go one-on-one with Attorney General Loretta Lynch and the House Homeland Security Committee Chair, Congressman Michael McCaul, both of them discussing the government's response to Orlando. Thanks again, John.